Hi everyone, welcome to a special edition of In the Driver's Seat. Today we're on location at NADA in New Orleans. Joining us is Chad Morgan, sales manager for the original equipment channel at LIQUI MOLY, overseeing operations across the U.S. With over 8 years at LIQUI MOLY, Chad has advanced through several key roles from regional sales manager to business development manager, and now leading the OE channel with expertise and passion. Having trained as a technician, Chad started his career in the auto service industry, giving him a deep understanding of shop operations and the ability to connect with technicians on a personal level. His unique blend of technical knowledge and sales acumen has been instrumental in building strong partnerships and driving growth for LIQUI MOLY. Chad, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here. So listen, we don't often put the spotlight on motor oils and additives and these types of products that are essential for service and vehicle care. Maybe fixed ops managers do, but we don't hear much about the innovation in this space, right? Like, we don't really hear much about it. LIQUI MOLY is known for some great engine performance products. I mentioned to you earlier that you had many fans, which you kind of knew. Talk to us about what's new. Like, what are the products we should be aware of?
Okay, well, we have a great opportunity. So we manufacture all of our own products in Germany. So we're always innovating. We're always looking for problem-solving solutions in the market. Two of our certain products that I brought to us today were they seem to do very well in the dealership market right now. They're kind of problem childs or innovations in the hybrid market. One of our problem childs is going to be our DPF service kit. So we can actually, with a 2-part process, clean and service the DPF. The important thing about that is most of the customers' DPFs tend to fail after warranty, and you tend to get an upset customer. With our products, you can actually service the DPF in the back of the shop and get that customer on their way driving their own personal vehicle with not a large expense in repairing the DPF system, and generally tends to drive customer satisfaction, and they tend to come back to that dealer because you did solve one of their problems. Now, the hybrid additive is kind of unique because, as you know, we're going into that hybrid market, and there's a lot of hybrid vehicles out there. So to have a specific product to hybrids and to address the hybrid issues, which is a kind of a gumminess that builds up in the injection system. So we actually have a cleaner that will sit in the fuel tank and stabilize the fuel so the fuel doesn't go bad while the electric motor's running. And then when the gas motor does run, it'll actually clean the injectors. So when you're presenting that to a customer with a hybrid, and it's innovative. Other people don't have it in the market. So customers are generally going to tend to listen to what you have to say. They didn't realize that their engine didn't get hot enough to burn away certain things, and so you just educate them on the hybrid additive. So it really works out well. And as far as the fans go, it's great. I mean, I love working for this company. The brand is really good, and it's all about our team and our marketing team they're out there every weekend at these cars and coffees, and they're really bringing the brand awareness to the public. Through that, we then work with a lot of shops. We partner. I mean, we're really good in the aftermarket world, and we're going to bring that same enthusiasm with our team to the OE channel.
That's really exciting, and that is really inventive and practical, what you're talking. I can tell you're a technician. Just describing, just how the hybrid additive works. It's like, now I understand more. So let's say there's dealers and dealer groups out there, OE shops, who haven't tried LIQUI MOLY yet. What's involved in trying out some of your products? Like, how does it normally unfold for OE shops who want to familiarize themselves with LIQUI MOLY? Like, what should they do? Okay,
no problem. They could definitely reach out to our team. We can set up a live presentation to show our program to them. I generally tend to like to work with the shop foremans, because once I can explain to them how to apply the products and how to use the products in the back of the house, I feel like the shop foreman is the voice of the shop. If you can't get the shop foreman to like your brand, or they're not behind your brand, then they're just not going to use it. So I like to get ahead and work with the shop foreman, maybe do a couple demonstrations. If that's not possible, I'd be more than willing to send some samples off to them so that they can test and do some independent testing to themselves. Now, the one funny thing that you said is we have fans. And I walk through the back of a shop. Any shop I walk through, any dealership, I walk through the back service department, and I have technicians literally stop in their tracks. LIQUI MOLY's here! LIQUI MOLY's here! And I'm like, hey, how's it going? And are you guys going to carry it? Are we going to carry your product? And I say, well, you can help me. So the passion and the fans, the enthusiasm, the car enthusiasts, they're there. They're in the back of these shops already. They're using our products for their own personal, so to be able to provide a high quality product to their customer, these technicians will use the product based off the fact that they're using them on their own personal car. So it's, so they're so happy when I walk in the back, hey, you got hats, you got this. I mean, all my dealerships are walking around with LIQUI MOLY hats. The brand is a great brand and have great loyal fans.
So it's the insider's choice.
It's definitely an insider job.
Right, the tuner's choice. Tell us about how you work with service departments. You talked about, who you need to get to really to have the right conversations. So the programs you offer, can you customize those programs to align with the dealership's specific focus? For example, express services or, labor-intensive repairs. How customized can this become for a dealership?
Absolutely. We will actually customize the entire program for them. So I feel like there's no two dealerships the same. Different brands require different services. So I will actually, most likely, I'm going to ask a lot of questions, and I'm going to get to understand their business and let them tell me what they want in a service package. Once I've kind of listened to what they have to say, I might even embed someone in their drive to watch the interaction between the service advisor and the customer. Because at the end of the day, it's the customer who we're going to sell to. So if I don't understand from the customer's journey through that dealership, I won't understand how to properly sell. So I'll make sure that I understand the customer's journey, how the advisors sell to the customers, what the technicians are looking for to solve the problems in the back of the shop. So we're going to customize all of it. We're going to customize their menus to fit their dealership. We're going to brand it to them. So yeah, all of our program is actually 100% customizable.
That's great. Part of providing the solutions you're talking about, Chad, I'm sure involves some level of training and support. What kind of ongoing training and support do you provide for technicians and service advisors?
Okay. So first we're going to, obviously we're going to onboard them. And when I do the onboarding, I'm actually going to bring in my application specialist. He is trained on how to apply the products to whatever vehicle we do. So he's going to actually train the technicians, and then he's going to provide his contacts so that anytime the technician can get a hold of him if they have a question, if they're in the middle of a job and they have a question, they need to get a hold of someone right away. Our technicians are here in the US and they're very on point. They answer their phones at all times. They'll return your call right away. So I'll have that relationship between the technicians and the application specialist, so that's taken care of. And then we'll bring in some sales training techniques. I kind of write some scripts for different applications on how to sell this product versus that product by brand. And then we'll continue to visit and continue to train throughout. We're never going to leave a dealership untrained, and we're going to continue training all the time with them.
I mean, even when you said support, you said, they answer the phone.
They do.
For the technicians, it's a big deal.
Yes.
Especially now, and they're on the ground.
Yep, and we have multiples across the U.S., so we even have it where the phone will roll over and go to the next guy available if possible.
I love that.
And all of our guys, they started off, being an RSM, and they've worked their way through the LIQUI MOLY business. Then we trained them in Germany properly.
Wow.
Our one technician, he actually owned a repair shop for 20 years. So we have really, really, wise technicians that are going to provide that information to
experts.
They're
Experts
definitely
in
experts.
their field. Yeah, It sounds like it. Chad, there's a focus on efficiency at this year's show. I'm sure you've noticed. How can LIQUI MOLY, how can your program improve the efficiency and profitability of a service department?
Okay.
How is that connection?
Yeah. So all of our products are high quality products. And we've developed products in our labs in Germany that are used a lot easier. Their application process doesn't require tools. So by not requiring the tools, we're not having the customer have to pay for the tool use. So we're eliminating some of the time that it's going to take a technician to use. But what that does is that lowers the price for the end consumer. When the end consumer can afford a service, he's generally going to say yes. When the service is too expensive, he's going to say no, maybe next time. So our goal is to have really effective price point services customers are going to say yes to more often, which is in return going to provide the dealership more labor time because they're going to sell more services. So they're going to actually compile more labor time. And then customer satisfaction. I mean, a customer is going to be a lot happier to come out of that dealership with a lower bill, but yet the performance of our products is actually going to perform in their vehicle and they possibly will actually have a retention because
Yeah.
they're going to come back for that service. They liked what it did for their car. They're going to return to the dealer for the Liqui Moly service.
That's a great way of breaking it down. Like that really puts it in perspective. Just even how the additives work.
Yep.
How it works and how that contributes to profitability. It's been so great having you with us today, Chad. I want to ask you one last question because we're at NADA.
Yep.
What have you seen at the show so far, apart from the historic weather events in New Orleans?
Yeah.
What have you seen at the show so far that's really stopped you in your tracks? It's really made you go, wow.
It's been a great show. I mean, everybody's bringing their A game. Their booths
Yeah.
are huge. But I'm going to humbly brag right now.
Yes.
I had a shop out of Boston bring a booth car for me. It's an S1 Audi Quattro. It's climbed Pikes Peak. It's done all these great races. And I'm telling you, when people walk by my booth,
Yes.
they are smiling.
Yeah.
And to see a car bring a smile to someone's face,
Yeah.
I've never seen it before, and
Yeah.
it's great. And I think the wow factor is this car is just making people smile. And the weather, the people having to get here, it's like,
Completely.
am I making their day by having this cool car in our booth, and they're just smiling? Like, I made it to NADA, and now I got to see this beautiful, rare car.
Yeah. So
And
your booth is the wow.
I humble brag,
Okay.
but come over, check it out.
I will. That's where
It's-
I'm going next.
It's definitely, I think it's a wow factor for sure.
That's great. Well, I want to thank you again, Chad, and we will see you all next time for In the Driver's Seat.